What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Aviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have the January 2025 Pensacola International Airport update for you all. I really hope each and every one of you are excited for this today as we kick off 2025 on a high note. Just had to kind of stutter there for a second because I can't believe this airport's almost 6 years old. It will be next month when that happens. But regardless of the case, it's been so fun to make these updates, and I'm so glad to see it continue into a brand new year. That being said, we're not going to waste any further time and go ahead and see what we're kicking off 2025 with. Spoiler alert, it's kind of similar to the end of 2024. But we do have some nice changes. Starting with this American Eagle ERJ-175 heading over to Miami. It's been really cool to see and glad to see this flight up to 4 daily frequencies, up from 3 in 2024. So that is definitely a huge positive to start today's airport update. Our next aircraft is going to be this United Airlines Airbus A320. This was a huge positive from 2024, getting this aircraft in the fleet. We've been wanting this one in the MAX 9 for such a long time. This Evo Blue offering is going to be making a flight today over to, this is our Houston George Bush, or sorry, this is the Chicago O'Hare flight. I get them all confused. It's very inconsistent, but of course we love the inconsistent mainline. It's pretty fun to watch. So that's exactly what we have here with this aircraft, and it definitely looks really nice no matter how inconsistent it is. So great to see this aircraft, and it's definitely a huge highlight here at the Pensacola International Airport. Our next aircraft is going to be this American Eagle operated by PSA Airlines CRJ-900, coming in today from none other than Washington, D.C. Reagan National Airport. This has been a really cool service to watch, and excited to see more mainline on it this year at some point. So we'll keep our eyes on it, but for now this is looking very strong. So very cool to see this aircraft here at the gate loading up for Washington National. This will be our Charlotte flight on this American Airlines Airbus A319. Great to see the main line here on this service, and obviously back to the U.S. Airways era of the route. It definitely has been a focal point, carrying many passengers from the upper north, the east, northeast, or whatever you want to call it, to obviously now the southern panhandle of Florida. So looking very nice for this aircraft, and definitely a huge effort here by American for continuing their legacy on the route. More legacy here for American Airlines on their Airbus A319 with Shotcut heading over to DFW today. This route's definitely made even more progression than the one on the left, as it was once mainly just regional jets and now is seeing mainline multiple times a day. This is great to see, and it's awesome that Americans dedicated so many resources towards the market. So excited to see what's coming in the future, but no doubt a very productive route and one that we have to honor in many ways. So definitely looking very strong here for American. And then we have Southwest on the 737-700 coming in today from Nashville, and now it's going to be making the flight back out there. Nashville, Houston, and Dallas, the 3 year-round services. So great to see that. Keeping some interesting consistency there with mainland turnarounds at Nashville. It's not as common at a station like this to have that, but it's exactly what they have for the most part when it's not summer. So cool to see that. But yeah, excited to see what their schedule is going to look like here in 2025. And our next aircraft is going to be a macro mode Spirit Airbus A320neo coming in from Fort Lauderdale and now getting geared up over to Orlando next. This has been a great service to watch, and the Spirit legacy continues here despite whatever has been going on. So yeah, great airline for sure, and I've had great experiences. So hopefully they will continue to do their best through these challenging times. Here is Frontier on their Airbus A321neo, and this is going to be America's greenest airline livery. So you get the Eagle and Tail, and this aircraft's going to be getting ready for Denver today, which you can find 5 times weekly. So it's been great to see all the capacity on that. They've definitely dominated that market. Obviously, Southwest will bring back in the summer, and then United's been fairly inconsistent lately on it, but we'll see what happens in the future with it. But regardless, Frontier's been the most consistent out of all the airlines, which is a little surprising, but I'm sure that will continue as they continue to enhance their market. So cool to see that. Our next airline is Delta on their 737-800 coming in from Atlanta. You can find different aircraft types on this all throughout the year. So great to see this one here, and excited to get the 757 back in here soon. Just thought it'd be cool to get the Scimitar 738, as this was a nice release from 2024. So cool to see it, and overall looking very nice here on this aircraft. Or it might have been 2023, I'm forgetting, but it took a while for me to get this aircraft for a variety of reasons. So whatever the case is, it's a nice one to have, and definitely glad to have it there. So that's absolutely awesome. And then we have this Delta connection operated by Endeavor Air, CRJ-900, getting ready to push out today for New York's LaGuardia. This has been really fun to watch, and eager to see what it's going to look like here in the future. Obviously, American could work on bringing it back, but for now, we have a one airline. Monopolies are always great. As you can notice here, actually, that's a really good point. Look at all the monopoly routes that we currently have. So you got 1, 2, 3, partially 4 because silver, but I mean, they do count technically. And then most of those, Nashville's 5, and then there's so many monopolies here. So that's definitely a major observation, which is how it should be for the small airports. But LaGuardia continues to be a nice focal point there for Delta, and they have the right aircraft for the job there with the CRJ 900. So it's been a fun one to watch, eager to see what it looks like moving forward. But yeah, definitely very cool there, and ultimately some really interesting and fun progression there for the airline. So we'll continue to keep our eye on it moving forward. Another airline that's been fun to watch here is Breeze Airways on their Airbus E220. This one is coming in, of course, from none other than Tampa. So fun to watch that route progress, and obviously some nice competition for silver there. So cool to see it, and I think there's many passengers taking advantage of that going from beach to beach. Our next flight is United on the A319 coming in from Houston George Bush. So there's the Houston mainline. Adequate capacity for this time of year. So really glad they're recognizing that and using the appropriate aircraft type on this. Pretty tough to balance it out. I hope United's able to obtain more of these in the future along with more 737-700s, well, and more aircrafts that have about this seating capacity, because it is a really nice number, about 130 or so. So pretty awesome to see that. And again, very good planning there by United. Here is a Gulfstream G550. This aircraft's heading over to Grand Rapids today and came in earlier after a flight from, let's go with, I think a cool city would be Lexington, Kentucky. So let's do that one because yes, yes, and yes. Here's a silver ATR 42 taxiing in from Tampa, now heading out to Orlando. So it's been great to see those routes going very strong for the carrier, and definitely awesome to see what they've offered for the Pensacola community. Here is a PC-12 with a Blue Stripe 4, none other than a private carrier. This aircraft is currently making a flight today, coming in from, let's bring him all the way in. I think New Orleans would be a good one, and now he's going to be making a flight today over to Austin. So some pretty impressive flying here for that aircraft. This aircraft is currently making a flight today, heading over to, San Francisco, after coming in after a flight from Charlotte. So some bigger cities for that one. And lastly, we have the UPS Airbus A300 freighter, which is currently getting reloaded up and getting ready for its flight today over to, everyone, this aircraft's making a flight over to Louisville. So very cool to see that, and some more Kentucky love right there. So I really hope all of you enjoyed the Pensacola airport update. Definitely some really exciting progression here at the airport, from various aircraft changes to additional new routes, as we'll have Delta starting at New York's Boston's Logan on April 19, I think April 19, somewhere around there, April 26th, somewhere around there. But anyway, that will be a really nice route for them. I think they'll be very successful with another monopoly, which seems to be all they can do at smaller airports, which is great because the more monopolies, the less competition. So of course you're going to do better in that regard. So that's absolutely awesome. And once again, it's going to be interesting to see what the progression here at the airport will look like. So happy for all the airlines. Glad we're doing well. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carriers, I believe, which is definitely a healthy number. That's more than what like an airport like TUL has. But obviously there's some markets that are dominated by some carriers. It's a really even distribution here. I think American Delta would take the lead, as Delta really does well with Atlanta. But obviously there's still a good bit of traffic there for Southwest, United, and even the low-cost carriers making a little bit of noise on their routes as well. But I really hope all of you enjoyed this. Next month we'll celebrate 6 years of airport updates, so it's going to be crazy to get to that point. I might, look back at the history and just kind of, really reflect on how these airport updates have progressed. But it's always been on this exact board, ironically enough. Actually, fun fact, I actually had a second board for a while, which had a little bit of the runway on it. Unfortunately, the paper ripped off one day, so I didn't end up retaining that board, and I used it for another project. But this board, particularly the concourse board, has always been used. I'm excited to continue to work with it. I think I painted it in 2021 or 2022. I'm forgetting when it would have been. Maybe 2021. I feel like it maybe even late 2020. But anyway, it's been great regardless of the case. I'm glad to see that it's performed well, and excited for February, so we can celebrate even more. That being said, that'll do it for today's video. Buddy, thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Red Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love what you do. My name is Red Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Red Aviation is signing off.